Within the last decade or so, if you've been paying close attention to survival games like myself, you're probably very much familiar with the game called Rust. As of December of 2021, Rust has sold over 12.4 million units, and to this day the game is going very strong as far as attracting new players to it. As a matter of fact, there are quite a few survival games out there that try to mimic or get simply inspired by Rust. Understandably, due to Rust's popularity and success, the current price of this masterpiece is set at $39.99, and that is a very pricey game to say the very least. Now in this video I'd like to help some folks out there, so if you like the idea of Rust and currently don't have the money or simply would like to try something similar to it but not quite like it, well, I hope this video will guide you in the right direction. So with that being said, let's get straight into this. At number 1, we have Subsistence. Despite Rust's incredible idea of just fast-paced survival concept, the PvP aspect of it can put off a lot of people. The game is incredibly challenging and competitive. In order for you to do well in Rust, and generally speaking, you must essentially just live on the server. There's no other way around this. And most of us don't have that kind of time. In fact, it's nice to be able to return to the game whenever you please without having the urge to return as soon as possible, because otherwise you will just lose everything you ever worked for. Subsistence is a clone to Rust, except it does not have the decay system at all, which means you can leave the server whenever you please, and when you return, everything else will remain the same. Subsistence was designed more for PvE players. When you claim your base, the game will randomly spawn AIs throughout the map, and they will also explore and build their own bases throughout the world. They also will scavenge for resources, which means when you raid their bases, you will be able to take everything they ever had. And just like Rust itself, Subsistence is very grindy and requires a lot of time. You know how it just requires a lot of resources and time to craft a simple C4 in Rust? Well, the same applies here in Subsistence. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is that it is a co-op based survival game, and it does not have a dedicated server host, which means when you leave the server, everyone in your server will be kicked out. The current price for this game is set at $14.99, and it is worth every single dime in my opinion. At number 2, we have Remnants. Now Remnants is currently in early access state, and it is a cheaper version of Rust. I think that's the best way to put it. Everything you can do in Rust, you can pretty much do it here in Remnants, except there is more challenge here. Unlike Rust, where you simply have to focus on getting loot and watch your back 24/7, Remnants will throw different sicknesses in order for you to experience the challenge, and it will just simply spice things up. It provides dehydration, thermal conditions, radiation poisoning, and toxic gas, which requires different medication. Also do keep in mind, on top of that, you must keep your sanity level intact. And I think all of this was designed to play a huge role to make it a lot more difficult, I suppose, for somebody to get raided. Instead of you being able to raid and bait somebody at will, in Remnants you really have to have a plan in order to do nearly anything, and that's when the true challenge comes in. The game is developed in Unreal Engine 5. It's extremely beautiful, although it's not perfect. However, the amount of content it offers for the price that you pay, it very much deserves to be on this list. The current price for this is $15.99. That's a deal breaker. At number 3, we have Farlands. Now this is another title that is based on co-op experience as well. In Farlands, you are tasked to remain alive as you explore its massive design world and make further progress within the game. You must find a place to settle in and build advanced technology in order to survive. The game runs very smoothly, and it is very satisfying, by the way. Now it is an early access title as well, and the zombies do behave strangely, but the core system is there. Farlands has a hook, and I find it extremely enjoyable, especially with a friend. It's semi-grindy, but it's nothing compared to Rust as far as the grind applies. Now, you still have to work for what you have, and you gotta put in time into the crafting system, but it's not as time-consuming as Rust, and I do like that a lot. As far as transportation goes, as you explore the wildlife of Farlands, you will encounter horses pretty much everywhere in the forest, and you can use them for transportation. At the moment, they don't require food or any other sort of taming, but I wouldn't be surprised if that will be changed at some point in the future. Once again, this game is very early access, and the current price for this is $15.99. So if you're looking for a similar experience to Rust but perhaps with zombies and more casual experience, then definitely check this one out. I truly love it, and I will make a more in-depth video for Farlands if this is something you're interested in. Definitely stay tuned for that video. At number 4, we have Dystera. Now I have covered this one previously on my channel, so if you'd like to have more in-depth informational video, then definitely check that video as well. But Dystera is Rust with a Halo feel to it. I know it sounds strange, but also kind of cool at the same time. It's slightly cheaper than Rust and is very much in early access. I played this 4 days after it was released, and I did personally experience a decent amount of frame issues. It was just a lot of stuttering in my opinion, and the game was poorly optimized. I believe this game has way too much content and just not enough support when it comes to optimization. However, do keep your eyes out on this one, because once they polish this game, the amount of stuff you can do in Dystera is nuts. The grind is very satisfying. The apocalyptic atmosphere along with the storyline will keep you exploring for hours to come. Once again, think of Halo being a survival title and you get Dystera. The current price for this is $29.99. At number 5 we have Long Winter. Well, except with the V. Now, this is what happens when PC gets a hold of a really cute Nintendo Switch game and turns it into whatever it wants. If you've ever played Animal Crossing and you find it a bit boring and a little too family-like, then this title will surely captivate you. Take those cute little graphics from Nintendo Switch and combine it with Rust mechanics and you get Long Winter. Now, I understand some of the people get thrown off by the top-down perspective, and I completely respect it because I used to be one of those people as well. But if there's somebody out there that truly enjoys Animal Crossing but is looking for some PvP along the side with it, well, I just got you covered. The current price for this game is $16.99, and I very much do believe that this game has to be on this list included. Don't let those cartoony graphics fool you. And before I conclude this list, I gotta give you another title that is free. So if the graphics are not your main concern and you simply want to find something that will keep you busy for a little while, then definitely check out Beached. This title is using low poly game assets from the Unity store and is a pure joy and a cluster mess, especially on official servers. The game has its ups and downs, but most importantly focuses on Rust-like experience, so you can download it now for free and technically you're not losing anything. It's just my job to let you know that it's currently in existence and it's free. You can simply try this out, and if you don't like it, well, just delete it. No wasted money on your side. And just like I said before, this will conclude the list. Do me a favor, if there were any games on this list that took you by surprise, smash that like button for me, will ya? Think about subscribing to this channel, especially if you're like myself and you absolutely love survival games. I talk about survival games pretty much every single week. And with that being said, this was your boy Roos, and I'm out. Goodbye.